Today on the channel, my wife Angie's back, and that can only mean one thing.
We're building stuff.
With the Extreme Sets Asylum pop-up.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Extreme Sets unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the Asylum pop-up from Extreme Sets. But for all your Extreme Sets needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Gotta get a deal. And the best deal I ever got was old Angie right here. You love that segue there? I do. But old Angie's here today. Old Angie, not old Angie, but old Angie's here. Say hello to the people, Angie.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me again in one of these Extreme Sets. As we got a little different space we're doing these in. We need a little bit more room than the review table, so we took it to the He-Man room here. And today we're taking a look at the Insane Asylum pop-up from Extreme Sets. Angie, you got any history with Insane Asylums? Mm-hmm. You do? You know a lot about insane asylums? Okay. She's read about them. She's lived in them for a time. She stayed there. Who knows? Who knows? Living with me, it caused her to go to the insane asylum for a little bit, maybe. Who knows? But Angie, are you ready for another build? We've got one of these under our belt. The dungeon, of course. The Castle Grayskull dungeon, we'll call it. You ready for another one?
This one looks easier.
This one looks easier. Well, we'll see what happens in the time-lapse. The time-lapse tells the story, is what it definitely does. But of course, we're going to put this together, and then we're going to come back, kind of talk about it, and then we'll bring some figures in for little comparisons. I'll take some glamour shots. By no means am I a figure photographer, but I think you'll get the point across. I think we will. So, Angie, you ready for this?
Yes.
Yes, she's ready. All right, let's get after it. The Asylum kind of put together here. Now, a lot of these Extreme Sets, as Angie fully knows here, is they're very customizable. You can have the full-on gamut, or you can cut them down to just separate rooms. Now, with all the pieces, all the floors, all the walls, you can technically have 3 of these rooms. You can have them all connect, you can have them separate, you can have one room, you can have a box. Choose your own Extreme Sets adventure is what you can do. And for the sake of space here, I did take out a 3rd level. Of course, we got like this background or this flooring here for another one. So you, once again, like I said, your imagination is the limits here. So you can kind of do what you want to do, but you get multiple floor pieces that go down, of course. And then I could straighten this up a little bit here, I guess. There you go. But you can just customize it however you want. There's a couple of different doors. So you got the doors that swing open. You can have people coming, going, whatever they're doing. You do got a jail cell back here. You can have the jail. I got a little Cletus Cassidy back here in jail. You do get 2 columns with this thing that do go together. And then you do got walls. So you got some pipes. You got some air vents. You got the doors like we talked about. Just a little bit of this and that. It's supposed to be an old asylum. I guess you could almost count this as like a warehouse too. So really you could say it's an asylum, a warehouse, whatever you really want it to be. Of course, it is for any sized figures, really. It does say 1/12 figures, but you can scale some Origin figures, things like that if you need to. I don't know if Masters Universe Origins would really go in here so well. But it was definitely interesting to put together. These things are always hard at first, and then you kind of get the hang of it, and you're like, oh yeah, that was easy, that was easy. Do you agree with that assessment, Angie?
Yes.
Was this easier to put together than the He-Man Grayskull dungeon?
Yes.
It was easier than dungeon for Angie, so there you go. But you can put some figures here. I do got some McFarlane. I got old Sam and Twitch. Got some police officers. They feel right at home in a place like this, of course, seeing people. And then you got a guy like the Joker from McFarlane. You can stick him in here as well. So that just definitely works out. Got old Hopper from Stranger Things. You can put him in here if you need to. So kind of see some of the different sizings with some of these characters. How about the big old monster Venom? You can stick him in here as well. Definitely kind of building out scenes. As usual, these are great for figure photographers, as we do know. You've got Zartan, little G.I. Joe Classified in the mix here as well. So really interesting. This set to me, though, is awfully big, which some people will love a big, big set. With 3 separate rooms, that takes up a heck of a lot of real estate. And what I'm planning on doing is making 2 separate rooms is what I'm going to do. So just 2 separate cubes, and then I can use them for various things. I think that's the way I'm going to go in my collection. Like I said, choose your own collection adventure. If Angie wants this in her room, she might want all 3 together. She might want just one long wall if she wants to. And then you can customize where you want your doors. Do you want the doors going in between the 2? A lot of different stuff you could really do at the end of the day. So definitely a fun set. I don't think this Asylum is even being sold anymore. I got this like a year ago, and I just finally, now we're getting around to putting this together. But there's tons of different extreme sets, as we do know. But this one's definitely interesting. This is a very good jack-of-all-trades set as well. Like I said, you can use it for McFarlane's, Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, Stranger Things. Whatever you want to use this for, you definitely can. And, of course, these columns, talked about that. You can move these wherever you want them to be. They can go kind of wherever. Uh-oh, got a little bend in there. But yeah, you can put them wherever you really want these to go. I think they're supposed to go in the corner, it shows. But once again, choose your own column adventure. Choose your own Asylum adventure. Any last thoughts out of you on this one, Angie? What do you think?
You could lose the jail if you wanted, because this is an extra backing piece here. If you didn't want it to be like a prison or...
Yep, it's got just enough room if you want to. You can squeeze somebody in there for a little jail action if you need to. But yeah, definitely very customizable. Even more customizable this one was than I felt like the dungeon was. The dungeon customizability on that one, this one even more so. There's a lot of different twists and turns and a lot of different panels you can use. So that's not a bad deal at all if you ask me there. So an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see which ones are my favorite once we get all of these different ones built. Angie, I'm looking over here. We got the animated sewer pop-up. We got a Supreme ring mats pack. We got a subway cart, Supreme backstage pop-up diorama, and we got the retro wrestling arena as well. So we got a lot of work to do, and I don't know where I'm going to put all this stuff. This is a lot of real estate, and you add about 5, 6, 7 of these things. That's a lot of real estate. So we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll have to finally build that attic in the garage out. We'll finally have to get that going. That could be the little pop-up arena, the little extreme set space. Who knows? We'll see. But there it is. That's it. I think we're done here. I think we're done. I think we're done. So there it is. Let me know your thoughts on this Asylum. How do you do yours? Do you have this in your collection? Do you got one of these? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day. And then some. Yes, it's true. And then some. We got even more content for you on the Patreon. Of course, both YouTube channels. You get early access to all my videos over there on Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And then, of course, don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X. The _ Kyle _ Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So for my wife, Angie, I'm Kyle. We'll see you guys all real soon.
Oh my gosh.